हे एवरीवन, वेलकम टू एमएस एनसीईआरटी स्टडीज। और अब हम पढ़ेंगे क्लास 12th एनसीईआरटी का ज्योग्राफी बुक चैप्टर 4 ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट। लेट्स स्टार्ट। The world growth and development are not new to you. Look around you. Almost everything that you can see and many that you cannot grow and develops. These may be plants, cities, idea, nation, relationship, or even you yourself. What does this mean? Do growth and development mean the same thing? Do they accompany each other? This chapter discusses the concept of human development as is pertains to nation and communities. Growth and development. Both growth and development refer to changes over a period of time. The difference is that growth is quantitative and value neutral. It may have a positive or negative sign. This means that the change may be either positive, showing an increase, or negative, indicating a decrease. Development means a qualitative change which is always value positive. This means that development cannot take place unless there is an increment or addition to the existing condition. Development occurs when positive growth takes place, yet positive growth does not allow lead to development. Development occurs when there is a positive change in quality. For example, if the population of a city grows from 1 lakh to 2 lakh over a period of time, we say the city has grown. However, if a facility like housing, provisioning of basic services, other characteristics remain the same, then this growth has not been accompanied by development. Can you think of a few more examples to difference between growth and development? Activity. Write a short, easy and or draw a set of pictures illustrating growth without development and growth with development. For many decades, a country level of development was measured only in terms of its economic growth. This meant that the bigger the economy of the country, the more developed it was considered, even though this growth did not really mean much change in the lives of most people. The idea that the quality of life people enjoy in a country, the opportunities they have, a freedom they enjoy are important aspects of development is not new. These ideas were clearly spelled out for the first time in the late 80s and early 90s. The work of two Asian economists, Mahbub ul Haq and Amartya Sen, are important in this regard. The concept of human development was introduced by Mahbub ul Haq. Dr. Haq has described human development as development that enlarge people's choice and improve their lives. People are central to all development under this concept. These choices are not fixed but keep on changing. The basic goal of development is to create conditions where people can live meaningful lives. A meaningful life is not just a long one, it must be a life with some purpose. This means that people must be healthy, be able to develop their talent, participate in society, and be free to achieve their goals. Do you know Dr. Mehboob ul Haq and Professor Amritya Sen were close friends and have worked together under the leadership of Dr. Haq to bring about out the initial human development reports. Both these South Asian economists have been able to provide an alternative view of development. A man of vision and companions, Pakistan economist Dr. Mehboob ul Haq created the Human Development Index in 1990. According to him, development is all about enlarging people's choice in order to lead long, healthy lives with dignity. The United Nations Development Programme has used this concept of human development to publish the Human Development Report annually since 1990. Dr. Huck flexibility of mind and able to think out of the box can be illustrated from one of his speeches where he quoted Shaw saying, "You see things that are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not." Nobel laureate Professor Amartya Sen Law and increasing in freedom or decreasing unfreedom as the main objective of development. Interestingly, increasing freedom is also one of the most effective ways of bringing out development. His work explored the role of social and political illustration and processes in increasing freedom. The work of these economists are path-breaking and have succeeded in bringing people to center of any discussion on development. What is meaningful life? Here is chart. Happy birthday Sejna, thank you Pia, wish me God health. Also I want to able to complete school and go to college. I want able to do something to make something of myself. Oh, so you want to live a meaningful life? Then, here this Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. The government of India has introduced Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao program to address the issue of decline in child sex ratio. Discuss with you peers how it will lead to more meaningful life for girls. Which of these live is meaningful life? Deed of deed or in prison. Where do you see yourself 1 year from now? Dead or in prison? I hope find a cheaper and more effective cure to treat cancer. Do you think lead more meaningful life? What makes one of these more meaningful life than the other? Leading long and healthy life, being able to gain knowledge and having enough means to able to live in decent life are the most important aspect of human development. Therefore, access to resource, healthy and education are the key area in human development. Suitable indicators have been developed to measure each of these aspects. Can you think of some? Very often people do not have the capability and freedom to make even basic choice. This may be due to their inability to acquire knowledge, their material poverty, social discrimination, inefficiency of institutions, and other reasons. This prevents them from leading healthy lives, being able to get educated or to have the means to live a decent life. Building people capabilities in the areas of healthy education and access to resources is therefore important in enlarging their choices. If people do not have capability in these areas, their choice also get limited. For example, an uneducated child cannot make the choice to be a doctor because her choice has got limited by her lack of education. Similarly, very often poor people cannot choose to take medical treatment for disease because their choice is limited by their lack of resources. Activity: enact a 5-minute play with your classmates showing how choices are limited due to lack of capability in areas of either income, education, or health. The four pillars of human development. Just as any building is supported by pillar, the idea of human development is supported by concept of equity, sustainability, productivity, and empowerment. Equity refers to making equal access to opportunity available to everybody. The opportunity available to people must be equal irrespective of their gender, race, income, and in the Indian case, caste. Yet, this is very often not the case and happens in almost every society. For example, in any country, it is interesting to see which group the most of the school dropouts belong to. This should then lead to an understanding of the reason for such behavior in India. A large number of women and persons belonging to socially and economically backward group drop out of school. They show how the choices of these groups get limited by not having access to knowledge. Sustainability means continuity in the availability of opportunities. To have sustainability human development, each generation must have the same opportunity. All environmental, financial, and human resources must be used keeping in mind the future. Misuse of any of these resources will lead to fewer opportunity for future generations. A good example is about the importance of sending girls to school. If a community does not stress the importance of sending its girl children to school, many opportunities will be lost to these young women when they grow up. Their career choice will be severely curtailed and this would affect other aspects of their lives. So, each generation must ensure the availability of choice and opportunity to its future generation. Productivity here means human labor productivity or productivity in terms of human work. Such productivity must be constantly enriched by building capability in people unlimitedly. It is people who are the real wealth of nation. Therefore, efforts to increase their knowledge or provide better health facility unlimitedly ultimately lead to better work efficiency. Empowerment means to have the power to make choice. Such power comes from increasing freedom and capability. Good governments and people-oriented policy are required to empower people. The empowerment of socially and economically disadvantaged group is of special importance. Activity: talk to vegetable vendor in your neighborhood and find out if she has gone to school. Did she drop out of school? Why? What does this tell you about her choice and the freedom she has? Note how her opportunities were limited because of her gender, caste, and income. Approaches to human development. There are many ways of looking at the problem of human development. Some of the important approaches are: A. The income approach, B. The welfare approach, C. Minimum need approach, and D. Capabilities approach. Measuring human development. The Human Development Index (HDI) ranks the country based on their performance in the key area of health, education, and access to resources. These rankings are based on a score between 0 and 0 to 1 that a country earns from its record in the key area of human development. The indicator chosen to access healthy is the life expectancy at birth. A higher life expectancy means that people have a greater chance of living longer and healthier lives. The adult literacy rate and the gross enrollment ratio represent access to knowledge. The number of adults who are able to read and write the and the number of children enrolled in school shows how easy or difficult it is to access knowledge in a particular country. Access to resources is measured in terms of purchase power in USA US dollar. Each of these dimensions is given a weightage of 1 upon 3. The Human Development Index is a sum total of weights assigned to all these dimensions. The closer a score is to 1, the greater is level of human development. Therefore, a score of 0.983 would be considered very high, while 0.268 would mean a very low level of human development. The Human Development Index measures attainments in human development. It reflects what has been achieved in the key area of human development. Yet, it is not the most reliable measure. This is because it does not say anything about the distribution. The Human Poverty Index is related to the Human Development Index. This index measures the shortfall in human development. Approaches to human development. First, income approach. This is one of the oldest approaches to human development. Human development is seen as being linked to income. The idea is that the level of income reflects the level of freedom an individual enjoys. Higher the level of income, the higher is the level of human development. Welfare approach. This approach looks at human beings as beneficiary or targets of all development activity. This approach argues for higher government expenditure on education, health, social security, and MITs. People are not participants in development but only passive recipients. The government is responsible for an increasing level of human development by maximizing expenditure on welfare. This approach was initially proposed by the International Labour Organization (ILO). Six basic needs: health, education, food, water supply, sanitation, and housing were identified. The question of human choice is ignored, and the emphasis is on the provenance of basic need to define section. Capability approach. This approach is associated with Professor Amrita Sen building human capability in the area of health, education, and access to resources is the key to increasing human development. Bhutan is the only country in the world to officially proclaim the Gross National Happiness (GNH) as the measure of the country's progress. Material progress and technological development are approached more courteously, taking into consideration to possible harm they might bring to the environment or the aspect of culture and spiritual life of Bhutanese. The simplify mean material progress cannot come at cost of happiness. GNH encourages us to think of spiritual, non-material and qualitative aspects of development. Since 1990, the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) has been publishing the Human Development Report every year. This report provides a rank-wise list of all member countries according to the level of human development. The Human Development Index and the Human Poverty Index are important indices to measure human development used by UNDP. It is non-income measure. This probability of not surviving till the age of 40, the adult literacy rate, the number of people who do not have access to clean water, and the number of small children who are underweight are all taken into account to show the shortfall in human development in any region. Often the Human Poverty Index is more relevant than the Human Development Index. Looking at both these measures of human development together give an accurate picture of human development situation in a country. The way to measure human development are constantly being refined, and newer way of capturing different elements of human development are being researched. Researchers have found links between the level of corruption or political freedom in a particular region. There is also a discussion regarding a political freedom index and a listing of most corrupt countries. Can you think of other link to other level of human development? International comparison of human development are interesting, size the territory development are interesting. Since the territory and per capita income are not directly related to human development, often smaller countries have done better than large ones in human development. Similarly, relatively poorer nations have been ranked higher than richer neighbors in terms of human development. For example, Sri Lanka, Trinidad, and Tobago have a higher rank than India in the Human Development Index, despite having a smaller economy. Similarly, within India, Kerala performed much better than Punjab and Gujarat in human development, despite having lower per capita income. Country can be classified into four groups on the basis of human development scored on by them. Level of human development score in development index, number of countries very high above 0.800, 66 country high between 0.700 up to 7.99. Number of countries 53, medium between 0.550 up to 0.699. Number of countries 37, low below 0.549. Countries 33. Countries with very high Human Development Index are those which have a score of over 0.800 according to Human Development Report of 2020. This group includes 66 countries. Table 4.3 shows the top 10 countries in this group. Norway ranked 6, Germany, Ireland 7th, Sweden, Switzerland 8th, Australia 4th, Hong Kong, China 8th, Netherlands 4th, Iceland 10th, Denmark. Try to locate the country on a map and see what these countries have in common. To find out more, visit the official government website of these countries. High level of human development group has 53 countries providing education and healthcare is an important government priority. Countries with higher human development are those where a lot of investment in the social sector has taken place. Altogether, a higher investment in people and good governance has set this group of countries apart from the other. Try to find out the percentage of country income spent on this sector. Can you think of some other characteristics that the country have in common? You will notice that many of these countries have been former imperial power. The degree of social diversity in these countries is not very high. Many of the countries with a high human development score are located in Europe and represent the industrialized Western world. Yet, there are a striking number of non-European countries are also who have made it to this list. Countries with medium level of human development form the large group. There are 37 countries in the medium level of human development. Most of these are countries which have emerged in the period after the Second World War. Some countries from this group were former colonial while many others have emerged after breakup of the erstwhile Soviet Union in 1990. Many of these countries have been rapidly improving their human development scored by adopting more people-oriented policy and reducing social discrimination. Most of these countries have a much higher social diversity than the country with higher human development score. Many in this group have faced policy instability and social uprising at some point of time in their recent history. As many as 33 countries record low level of human development, a large proportion of these are small countries which have been going through political turmoil and social instability in the form of civil war, famine, or a high incidence of disease. There is an urgent need to address the human development requirement of this group through well thought out policy. International comparison of human development can show some very interesting results. Often, people tend to blame low level of human development on the culture of people. For example, X country has lower human development because its people follow Y regional or belong to Z community. Such statements are misleading. To understand why a particular region keep reporting low or high level of human development, it is important to look at the pattern of government expenditure on the social sector, the political environment of the country, and the amount of freedom people have is also important. Countries with high level of human development invest more in the social sector and are generally free from political turmoil and instability. Distribution of the country resources is also far more equitable. On the other hand, places with low level of human development tend to spend more on defense rather than social sector. This shows that these countries tend to be located in area of political instability and have not been able to initiate accelerated economic development. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Bye.